In this video, I'm going to attempt to explain Google Docs in 10 minutes or less. The information that is presented is part of my Intro to G Suite for Education course, and the information that is presented here is part of the Google Docs module. If you've never accessed Google Docs before, you can do that from two places. You can go to docs.google.com and you can start a new document there, or you can use one of the various templates that are shown, or access previous documents if you have used those, but there are a number of templates right here in the template gallery. Or you can do it from your Google Drive, drive.google.com. I'm inside a folder that I'm using to create for this class. But you can access the information from any part of Google Drive. So then I can start a new Google Doc right here, either from a blank document or from a template. I'm just going to start from a blank document. Yes, I want to create and share this in a shared folder, and that is fine. You will notice that Google Docs opens. There is no title for this document, so the first thing I'm probably going to want to do is to give this document a title. And once I have done that, then I can begin creating my document. And I can start typing. And at that point, if I wanted to rename the title, I could. So I can, at any point when I'm editing the document, I can simply go back and give it a new title. And once I start typing, I can do several things. I can change the text font, and I can change the color and the formatting as well. So let's say that I wanted to change all of this to Comic Sans for some reason, and I wanted to make it a size 14 font. I could do that. And I wanted to bold typing. I could bold that, and I wanted to make once purple. I can do that by clicking here. So I changed all of those options right here. These are the text formatting options. All of those are available to you. At any point, you can adjust the margins on a Google Doc. So let's say that I wanted something other than a 1-inch margin. I could easily adjust those margins. So now they're 1 1/4 inches, and I have my line of text starting 1 1/4 inches in from the left side instead of from 1 inch in. At any point, I could create a bulleted or a numbered list. So if I want to create that, it is very easy to do. And I can choose the items that I want. And then I can go to more if yours is not showing, and you can create a numbered list right here or a bulleted list right here. So you can choose either of those options that you would like in order to create bulleted or numbered list. If you have a document that is going to be fairly lengthy and you're going to have various heading styles, you can change those very easily. So let's say that I want to make this a heading and I want to make this a subheading. And hopefully I spell subheading wrong because I always forget if it's hyphenated or not. But I can highlight this right here, and where it says normal text, I can go to heading or title. And actually I'm going to change that from heading to title. And then I have subheading right here. And actually I'm going to make that a heading. I apologize, I confused those terms. So title and heading. Subheading is there, but that was not the option that I was looking for. You could make a subheading, but I was looking for title and heading. So very easily, just by highlighting that text again, I can choose what I want: title, subtitle, heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, and you have various options there you can explore. You can align text to the left side of the page, the center of the page, or to the right side of the page. So I can align text in various ways. So this text is aligned to the left side, to the left margin that I had set up there. I can align that to the center, or I can align it to the right by clicking these bars right here. So a left, center, align left, center, or right. Those are the three options for aligning text. I can adjust paragraph spacing. So if I type an entire paragraph and I want to change that, I can go to Format, and then I can go to line spacing right here, and I can change that to 1.5 or double, or I can custom space whatever I would like. So let's say I want to make that double spaced. Now that paragraph is double spaced instead of 1.15, which is the default. A great tool to use anytime you have information or data is a table, and you can go there and you can go to Insert and you can go to Table, and by holding your mouse and selecting the number of rows and columns that you want, but not clicking, you can choose what you want, and then when you're ready, click. So now I'm going to insert a 6x5 table. It's probably a very large table, but I can very quickly insert that table. And let's say that in that table I wanted to insert some sort of special character. Maybe I had a reference to a math formula or something like that. I can go to Insert Special Characters, and I have a number of options right here. So let's say that I wanted to insert a symbol. I'm just going to choose one. There it is, and I can insert that, any number of options that I can have here. And I can search for various options and by categories right here. So that's how you insert a special character. An interesting feature of Google Docs is the ability to insert a bookmark. So let's say that I want to insert a bookmark right here. I can go to Insert, and then I can go to Bookmark, the bottom right here, and it will insert a bookmark right there. That has two purposes. I can use that to pick up where I left off when I come back to the document the next time, or let's say that I wanted to link to a bookmark. So I could highlight this area right here, and I could go to Insert, and I could go to Link, and I can choose a bookmark that I have, so it will be linked to that item A. So if I'm reading this document and I click right here, it's going to take me back up to item A. This comes in very handy in multi-page documents. So inserting a bookmark, into a document is a very handy operation. I can also add page numbers. If I go to Insert and then I go to Page Number, I can choose where I would like the page number to be displayed. The top right, all pages, the top right starting on the second page, bottom right, or with all pages, or the bottom right with after the first page. So I'm going to choose all pages, and now notice that it says just one. So if I wanted this to say page 1, I would have to type page in here, and if I wanted to give the total number of pages, I would have to type page 1 and then type of, and then I would go back to and I would insert page count. So now it's telling me it's page 1 of 1. There are 3 different modes you can use in Google Docs. You can use the editing view, which I am in right now. You can use the suggesting view, in which case if you change something, it just becomes a suggestion. So if I wanted to delete this, it is not actually going to delete that. I would have to hit the check mark here in order to accept that. That comes in handy when you're sharing a document, which we'll talk about later on. And the last option you have there is just viewing. That allows you only to view the document. You cannot make any changes. Notice that a number of options disappear there when you have viewing only. You can check spelling anytime by going to Tools and going to Spelling, and notice that there are no spelling suggestions. If you have a word you use commonly that is an acronym or something, it pops up. There will be an option to add that to the dictionary if you would like. Also, if you go to Tools and to Preferences, there are some autocorrect options you can turn on or off right here, and it will also automatically correct the misspelling of several words. So you can change those if you would like, and you can add to that as well. And you can turn off or turn on any of the options that you see present there. An interesting feature of Google Docs that I really like is the research feature. So let's say that I wanted to research Mount St. Helens. It comes in handy with students. You can go to Tools and you can go to Explore. And once you are there, it will basically open a Google search in your document itself where you can learn about, in this case, Mount St. Helens. And you can click on any of the links right here and it will take you to those sites. And so there's lots of information you can explore right here and use with the research feature. Making a hyperlink, we already did this to some degree. We create a bookmark, but let's say that I wanted to link Mount St. Helens to some site. I can go to Insert Link, and I can paste right here the link to a website. So let's say that I wanted the Mount St. Helens Wikipedia site, and I were to open just a Google tab, and I go to Mount St. Helens. If I didn't find that in the Research tab, often in the Research tab, the Wikipedia link will be there. But let's say that it's not, in this case, I'm going to go to Copy, and I am going to go over here, and I'm going to paste and apply. And now when anybody reads this document, they'll be able to click on that link and go to the Mount St. Helens Wikipedia article. You can comment on a document, or you can comment on a document that someone has shared with you. So at any point you can go to Insert and you can go to Comment, and you can put is this the correct spelling, or whatever you want to have there. If you are sharing a document with someone and you would like to tag that person, then you can also tag that person in the comment by hitting the @ sign and typing their name. So you see here a number of options. So let's say I wanted to tag Mr. Hubble in this. I don't want to do that. I would just select his name, and then it will assign that comment to him, and he will have to resolve that comment and decide if that's the answer that he wants. You can view all comments by turning this on or off right here. This will show you the entire comment history of the document that you are looking at. So you can look at notifications, and you can also look at comments. So that will show you the entire comment by clicking that option right there. You can make a copy of a document. So let's say I go to File and I want to make a copy of this for whatever reason. I can go to Make a Copy and I can create it in the same folder, and I can choose OK, and it will create a second copy of the document. If I go back to the Google Drive folder where I was originally operating from, I now see there are 2 copies of that. You will also notice because it says Copy in the upper left-hand corner. You can check out the revision history of a document. If you go to File and you go to Version History, you can see the version history. Now this one's going to be fairly short because I just started this document, but I can revert back to any of these previous versions. So basically in this case I just have the one that I started and the one I'm working on right now. But on documents you've been working on for years, or lesson plans you've been updating, that comes in very handy. Often you may find you want to revert back to an old copy of a document. You can go to File and you can email the document as an attachment to someone, and you can choose the type of file you want. So if you want to send it to someone as a PDF, you can do that directly from here. You don't have to save it, download it, upload it, all that stuff. It will send it directly to the person as that type of file. You can print the document, of course. Go to File and then Print. You can tweak the settings if you would like, and then you can hit Print, and the document will print on the selected printer. You can publish any Google Doc to the web by going to File and then going to Publish to the Web. And once you do that, it will generate a link, and you will be able to share that with anyone, and you will be able to save that and use it as a website essentially. You can, if you do want to download the document as a different file type, you can. Okay, I'm not sure why the Publish Web just popped up there, but there we go. You can change these options, and you can link the site or embed the site as you see fit. So there it is. I'm not sure why it took a second to pop up. It may have been on my other screen. You can also download the document as all of these file types right here. So if you want to download it as a Microsoft Word document or as a PDF document, you could do that. All of those are options. One of the greatest features of Google Docs, of all of the Google items, is the ability to share a document. So if I click Share, I can choose to share this with anyone in my organization. That I can give them editing privileges, viewing privileges. If I go to More, I have all of these options, and then I can either copy the link and create my own email, or I can type people's names in directly here. So again, let's say that I want to share this with Mr. Hubble. I would just type his name in, and then I can enter a message and hit send. And very easy to share. Determine how you want to give privileges to someone by choosing whether they can edit, view, or comment. Because if you give them full editing privileges, they'll be able to make any changes to the document. If you give them commenting privileges, they can only suggest changes, and if you give them viewing privileges, they can't do anything other than view the document. The last thing that I will offer to you, because I've gone a little over my 10 minutes here, is the ability to locate add-ons. So a lot of people think Google Docs is a very simple program because the interface looks simple, but it is actually a very powerful program, and it's different than Microsoft if you're used to that, because a lot of the more detailed options are available through add-ons. If you go to Get Add-ons, you can scroll through here and you can look at any of the add-ons that are available. So if you wanted to add a bibliography, an easy bibliography, or a table of contents, or clip art, or charts, you can actually add a chart indirectly through Google Docs, but if you wanted to, all of those are available right here. So feel free to look at any of those and explore those. That's the last thing that I will show you. And I went a little over my 10-minute timeline, but hopefully that gave you a good idea of how to use Google Docs and some features that you will find useful for students or for collaborating with other educators.